Since the beginning of Transformers, fans and cynics alike have had one burning question. So, are there any girl Transformers? And if so, where the hell are they? Thankfully, it was as soon as the fall of 1985 that we received an answer. And that answer was yes. And it's complicated. Very needlessly complicated. But we will get to all that in due time. For now, let us focus on the homegirl of the hour. Within the Autobot command structure, Elita One is Optimus Prime's counterpart among the female Autobots. Known for her boundless courage, she's a strong, wise, and compassionate leader with a strong sense of justice and honor. She is also very charming and outgoing. Her abilities as a warrior and leader are second only to her lifemate, Optimus Prime himself. A tribute to her leadership style is that her troops follow her, not just because of her skill as a soldier, but because they like her. She's more empathetic than most, and genuinely cares for those under her command. She would never order any of them to undertake a task she would not do herself as well, nor anything beyond their capabilities. She does her utmost to maximize the survival of everyone in her care. Created by G1 series writer Beth Bornstein, Elita One belongs to a very exclusive short list of female Transformers to appear in Generation 1 animation. Although it was only for 2 episodes, her presence in ongoing Transformers lore grows more prominent with each new iteration. First appearing in the Season 2 episode The Search for Alpha Trion, Elita One is revealed to have been left behind during the Autobot exodus from Cybertron, and would go on to be presumed dead by Optimus Prime, until he would learn the truth 4 million years later. That not only Elita One had survived, but had been all along leading the charge to keep the Autobot resistance alive and well, back home on Cybertron where it was needed the most. In a daring mission back home to Cybertron to save her, Optimus and Elita would at last be reunited, but it would be Optimus Prime who would need to be rescued. Despite Alpha Trion's stern warning, Elita One would activate her very powerful and dangerous secret ability, a unique gift that would allow her to freeze her enemies in time and space in order to save Optimus Prime from Decepticon execution. But this selfless act would drain her life force, risking her own permanent deactivation. Upon finding the titular Alpha Trion himself and seeking his help to save Elita's life, Prime would soon learn the first hints that his and Elita One's origins were directly linked to the wise and mysterious Autobot Elder. Elita was saved thanks to a vital transfusion from Optimus Prime. By mission's end, Elita and her commando unit joined forces with their male allies, driving off the Decepticons together, just like old times. In this first episode, Elita One was voiced by Marlene Aragon, the same actress who would voice Synergy in Gem and the Holograms.
But be careful.
I can deal with Decepticons. Elita One knows no fear.
A somewhat different version of Elita One would appear in Season 2's time travel episode, War Dawn. In this must-watch episode, the newly born Ariel bots are sent back in time to ancient Cybertron, just before the outbreak of the Great War. There, they would meet young and hopeful Autobot energy dock worker, Orion Pax, and his girlfriend, Ariel. In this episode, Ariel would be voiced by Samantha Newark.
And this is Ariel. Keep away from her. She's my girlfriend.
Don't listen to him. He's just the jealous type.
Young, naive, and gullible, Orion Pax was thrilled one day to meet and befriend his hero, Megatron. But all that changed when Megatron's true intentions of stealing their energon supply was revealed. Resisting, Orion and Ariel were both gunned down and mortally wounded by Megatron's fusion cannon. The Ariel bots would bring their damaged bodies to the nearest repair station. There, they would meet a younger Alpha Trion. Alpha Trion was able to repair Orion and Ariel, and they were reborn into their new battle-ready forms, now the first of a new generation of Autobot warriors. They would forever be known as the greatest Cybertronian power couple of all time, Optimus Prime and Elita One. Despite only appearing in 2 episodes, time would prove Elita One was more than just Optimus Prime's other half. It would unfortunately be as late as 1996 before the first ever merchandise of her would be released in the form of an exclusive model kit from Japan. A total 11 years after she first appeared on television. However, time would yield her many toy releases, as her popularity would grow in the passing years. The Transformers Legacy line would go on to give collectors G1 accurate figures of both Elita One and her younger self, Ariel. Elita One would go on to make an unexpected grand entrance into IDW Comics as an agent in service to the evil Quintessons. The series was unfortunately cancelled shortly after that in 2004, leaving her storyline incomplete with a never-ending cliffhanger just after she first appeared. However, the ongoing legend of Elita One was far from over, and to this day, her legacy and presence on our toy shelves continues to grow. And just like that, we're back after a very long break, maybe a little longer than I said it was going to be, but I have dyed my hair, and you can now make fun of me in the comments below. So, I must welcome you one and all to what is going to be the most controversial episode of Leo Watches Transformers so far. Without any further ado, this is Season 2, Episode 53, The Search for Alpha Trion. Here we go. Our story begins back on Cybertron with a stealth infiltration of Decepticon territory, pulled off by 3 very sexy Autobot ladies, Chromia, Firestar, and Moonracer. Meow.
Good shot, Firestar.
No sign of Shockwave.
Then let's grab the Energon cubes and split, come on!
Locating Shockwave's secret stash of Energon, the ladies get to work and load up.
We'll only take this stack.
When our Energon supply is so dangerously low, we're talking survival.
Sorry, Moonracer. Elita's orders.
Despite a proper warning, Moonracer gets greedy and fucks shit up. As the proverb goes, women be shopping.
Moonracer!
Chromia, get me out of here! Get me out!
Chromia orders Firestar to escape with the Energon, while she remains behind to free Moonracer, leading to Shockwave's greatest meme of all time.
Female Autobots. I thought they were extinct.
Firestar speeds past him, making Shockwave look like a putz once again.
Your companions won't be as lucky.
Spoilers! They are. Thanks to the continued surprisingly poor aim from a guy with a gun for an arm, who also turns into a gun, mind you. Tracked by one of Shockwave's Sentinel drones, the Autobot trio makes their break for home. And now a very important Skype call. Do you guys remember Skype? Because I don't.
What is it, Shockwave? 3 female Autobots broke into headquarters, attempting to steal Energon cubes.
Suddenly, a hot and bothered Megatron hatches his next plan.
They managed to... Female Autobots? Excellent! I assume you have captured them? They escaped. Find them and capture Elita One! Yes, Megatron.
Our new heroes return to base, reporting back to their wise and capable leader, Elita One.
Welcome back, Autobots. Congratulations on a mission well done.
But we were followed by one of Shockwave's Sentinels. Our base may have been discovered.
I will contact Alpha Trion. He will know what to do.
Shockwave locates the entrance to Elita One's headquarters, just as Megatron sends reinforcements via the space bridge.
I have the coordinates.
Excellent. Then we shall proceed immediately.
Elita One dials up the titular Autobot elder, Alpha Triton. Something tells me this next part is going to be important. Let's all pay attention, shall we?
Greetings, Elita One.
Greetings, Alpha Trion. I fear the Decepticons have discovered our secret base.
Oh, then you must relocate at once.
That's when Alpha Trion gets really serious about something that may or may not be a major setup for later on in this very episode. Let's see how it plays out dramatically. Here we go.
Elita, I must warn you again. Do not use your special power under any circumstances. Do you understand?
Yes, Alpha Trion. I understand.
I don't know, you guys. Something tells me she's gonna use that special power. I know a thing or two about foreshadowing. Elita One exits the base, narrowly escaping the arriving Decepticon party. Ooh, drama!
Rumble, activate your pile driver arms and shake the hens out of their nest.
Shit falls. Commercial break. Be right back. Now, there's still plenty to be said about Elita One and some of the many female Transformers that came after her. So, if you will, please join me as we continue our discussion into Robo-gender studies. In 2007, Transformers Convention BotCon released an exclusive comic bringing Elita One to the universe of the original Marvel comic for the first time ever. In 2015, IDW Comics would give us an Elita One who would appear as the leader of a nomadic group of Cybertronians whose starship served as the prison for Liege Maximo, an ancient Prime who turned to evil. This Elita One had no connection or history with Optimus Prime, and would sacrifice her life in the fight against McCrumb, the dark god of chaos. IDW would reboot their comics in 2019, introducing Elita One as a Decepticon before the war on ancient Cybertron. But all that would change after she and her friend Bumblebee would investigate the truth behind the evil faction's true intentions of conquest. In a much more somber take, Netflix's War for Cybertron series depicted Elita One and Optimus Prime as being exhausted and drained from the ongoing war. Despite their love, we enter the story at a moment where their relationship becomes strained as they disagree on the right course of action ahead. Elita One would again remain behind as Optimus Prime made his exodus to Earth in search of the Allspark. However, this time in the interim, Elita One, along with all in her command, died, fighting nobly to defeat Shockwave. As he had last reached the Allspark on Earth, Optimus Prime was visited by a vision of Elita One's spirit, guiding him to make the hardest decision he possibly could, accept a defeat that would prove to be a victory in the end. Transformers Earthspark would give us a tougher, focused, more serious, and very capable Elita One, serving as Optimus Prime's second-in-command. Now at war's end, they would help keep the peace on Earth, and an uneasy alliance with a newly reformed Megatron. Transformers 1 would come to the big screen in the fall of 2024 with A-list movie star Scarlett Johansson voicing the role of a new Elita One.
It does have a nice ring to it.
Who, along the adventure, would butt heads with Orion Pax, now voiced by Chris Hemsworth.
Happy to take the lead today, Captain. Feeling like I have enough power in me to drill down and touch Primus myself.
You don't have the touch or the power. Ready positions, Rust Buckets, let's go!
She's in a good mood today.
The Energon universe of comics have given us our edgiest Elita One yet. Battle-hardened and traumatized by millions of years of war, this Elita One strongly disagreed with Optimus Prime's need to protect Earth over Cybertron. When Optimus was given an ultimatum by Elita, he chose Earth, risking the destruction of Cybertron itself. Feeling abandoned to carry on the Autobot cause on Cybertron as its only leader, Elita One declares Optimus Prime their enemy. In addition to Elita One, the other female Autobots seen in the Search for Alpha Trion are Chromia, Moonracer, Firestar, Greenlight, and Lancer. Reoccurring versions of Chromia, Moonracer, and Firestar have made their ways to comics and animation of the 2000s and beyond. There is in fact so much to be said about each of them, they all deserve their own separate videos. As for Greenlight and Lancer, their future in comics, well, we'll get back to that.
We're lesbians!
2009 Revenge of the Fallen gave us a trio of female Autobot motorcycles, sometimes referred to as the Sisters, Elita One, Chromia, and Arcee. Other contradictory listings say the character was simply Arcee, with her mind split among 3 different bodies. And at last we come to Arcee. Now, obviously not the first female Transformer to be seen chronologically, but she was the first to be conceived, successfully. We'll get back to Ratchet. So what took so long, and why did the changes happen? Why did this all-male cast of robots suddenly have a bunch of robo-ladies showing up and girling up the place? That change in the tide would have to do with Ron Friedman and his writing of Transformers the movie, and therein, the creation of Autobot mainstay, Arcee. Despite her popularity and prominence in the movie and the following season, Hasbro developed, but never released a toy for Arcee. Sadly, the toy was held back from production, as Hasbro feared girls would never buy Transformer toys. And yes, in its inception, the toy that was released as Ratchet was originally intended to be a female character, named after Nurse Ratched from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Despite men and women working on the inside of Hasbro who believed otherwise, the company held its ground that this was a toy brand for boys only.
Well, I had the clean slate to work with, and I was given carte blanche. And I did want to have a female Autobot, which I got some resistance on, but I said, my daughter's female, she likes this whole thing, and there are a lot of smart girls that like it. Why exclude them? They need to be a female character. So there was Arcee. I wanted human beings to interact with the Autobots and the Decepticons, and I wanted a kid there.
I just want to touch on something you said earlier. I want to congratulate you for breaking the gender ceiling.
Oh, thank you.
Because I tried to do that a couple years earlier when I was first developing the characters. I was trying to introduce female personality type Transformers characters when I first wrote the bios. Hasbro rejected it outright. He said, no, this is a boys' toy. Can't sell action figures that are female to boys. So it was rejected right out of hand.
It's crazy because imagination in the realm of imagination is gender neutral. You can have a brilliant mind, an inventive mind, a searching mind, and it doesn't have to wear a skirt or pants. It doesn't have to wear anything. Then you really are in Hollywood and you're rated X, but another barrier to be overcome, I'm sure.
Time has proven, however, the only debate that remains is which of Arcee's many toy releases is your favorite. Even her original toy design has at last been released in retro packaging. Arcee's arrival to the series, however, was met with some truly uncomfortable moments over the years, not the least of which was when comic writer Simon Furman created an exclusive UK comic story showing Optimus Prime having created Arcee to appease an angry mob of feminists. This went over about as well as you would expect. However, thanks to the headway that Friedman had made with the franchise, Elita One and her badass ladies would make it to the TV screen months before Arcee would premiere on the big screen itself. Some other Generation 1 Transformers ladies seen throughout the universe include Ancient Autobot Warrior Beta, as well as many others in Season 3 who look just like Arcee, possibly to save on time and money. Wreck-Gar's seldom seen special lady friend.
Oh, Cisco.
Oh, Pancho.
And in 1988 in Japan, Minerva would go on to be the first ever female Transformers toy, sold exclusively in that market by Takara. She first appears in the series Robot God Master Force. After that, the first female Decepticon in American G1 and the first female Transformer toy available in American markets was Race Car Night Razor. And there's a whole slew of modern female G1 characters such as Windblade, the Mistress of Flame, Slipstream, Novastorm, Nautica, Road Rage, and the first female combiner, Victorian. Female Transformers toys were few and far between in the early days of the franchise. However, the ladies of Beast Wars Transformers would go on to be much more successful in that department. We now return to Elita One not taking any more of Starscream's shit. After taking out Astrotrain and Ramjet, Elita One falls victim at last to Starscream's Null Ray. She is taken prisoner by those mean boys, but all hope is not lost, as the ladies of her sewing circle rally and shake off the carnage.
But we're not gonna stay trapped, right?
Back on Earth, Megatron FaceTimes Optimus Prime and decides to talk mad shit about his lady.
Oh no, he didn't!
It seems that female Autobots still exist on Cybertron. What? Some of them were foolish enough to break into our headquarters on Cybertron. You're bluffing, Megatron.
I put these little breaks in so I can beat the copyright claims, essentially. Isn't that neat?
I realize you would demand proof. How's this, Prime? Elita. Let her go, Megatron, or You'll surrender immediately!
But Prime isn't giving up that easily. Instead of surrender, he risks all to save his shorty.
But not before we are treated to a retcon flashback that contradicts the events of the pilot episode of this very series. Let's watch.
Having left all the women behind at the worst moment, this drama unfolds.
Optimus, wait!
Elita, take cover! I will return for you as soon as we need.
I want to go with you!
Elita.
And with that, Optimus Prime leaves for Earth, heartbroken and believing she is gone. Although that's not really what happened at all, but we'll come back to that, don't worry, I assure you. Realizing Prime is trying to get back home to Cybertron, these three conveniently decide to go after him. All the red guys. Was that on purpose? I've always wondered that, like, seriously, since I was 10. Anyways, moving on. Prime makes the space-time hop on over to Cybertron, arriving cocked and loaded, immediately walking into a trap that was set for him.
Elita.
Optimus!
After languishing about for a few excessive story beats, the rest of the Gal Squad finally decides it's time to get off their curvy, voluptuous asses. Blasting their way free with the energon that they stole earlier, hope has been reignited, girly style.
Girls get it done.
Ironhide, Powerglide, and Inferno arrive at the space bridge, ready to go after Prime. But is Inferno referring to combat or seeing his old girlfriend again? You make the call.
Good, because I'm in the mood for some action.
Starscream prepares to execute Optimus Prime, Adam West Batman style, into a vat of acid, instead of just, like, shooting him. I feel a cliffhanger coming on here.
Be prepared. Tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel.
Other major female characters such as Black Arachnia and Airazor would come to the franchise thanks to Beast Wars Transformers in the mid-1990s. One, a Predacon spider of questionable morals and allegiance. The other, a noble Maximal Falcon. In the world of Transformers Animated, Black Arachnia happens to share a unique connection that brings us once again back to Elita One. A young and ambitious cadet, Elita One accompanied Optimus and Sentinel Prime on a mission that needlessly endangered her life. This version of Elita One had the unique ability to copy the special skills and powers of other Transformers. While on mission, Elita One would be attacked and bitten by giant organic spiders, mutating her into a biotechnological monstrosity, becoming this universe's version of Black Arachnia. Bitter and vengeful for being left behind for dead, Black Arachnia came to Earth, bringing her grievances to bear on Optimus. Racked with guilt, Optimus would do all he could to help her, but her anger ran too deep for far too long. This Black Arachnia had Grimlock under her romantic spell, manipulating him against Optimus in a bizarre and twisted love triangle. Coming back to Beast Wars Transformers, we arrive at the romance between Maximal Airazor and her teammate, Tigertron. As the characters were seen getting closer, eventually they would fall in love and become a couple. When the show began airing in Japan, Airazor's gender was switched to male, with those involved unaware of their future romance to come. Instead, they were portrayed as a younger male ward and an older male samurai type. However, when the story progressed to their romantic relationship, instead of editing it out, they decided to just run with it, making them accidentally the first gay couple in Transformers history.
Oh my. Oh my.
Wait a minute. He's not going to talk about gay robots now, is he?
It's the mighty robots of Battlestar Galactica versus the gay robots of Star Wars.
Hello! You're all sick! Oh, be nice!
Okay, look, this is where we come to the trigger warning of the video. Maybe you just want to skip to the time code that I put at the bottom, and that's your choice, and I'm not going to judge you for that. Or if you don't even want to watch the rest of this video, I do appreciate you being here, and hopefully you'll come back for the next one, because it's the girl that loved Powerglide, and it is a heterosexual relationship between an alien robot and a woman, so it's a completely interspecies thing, and I'm sure you're going to be fine with that. Look, I realize sometimes I make jokes and I can see my very low subscription count, and I notice when it ticks down very slowly. Sometimes I make jokes about certain Transformers being gay. I don't do this because I have an agenda in favor of anything or because I'm trying to pick on anyone or make anyone feel bad. I want as many people as possible to come to my channel and be entertained and informed and have a good time and share in our love of Transformers. I do these things because I think they're fucking funny. I made a video a few months back about the God Gambit, and I made a few jokes about religion, and I may have gone a little bit far, and I know it chased a few people off the channel, and I do sincerely feel bad about that. I didn't mean to make it my own personal grievance. All that aside, for those of you that are still here, let us have an adult and mature conversation about gay Transformers.
Oh my God, what's happening now?
We work hard. We play hard.
Look what the homosexuals have done to me.
You can't just calm that out and reset it?
We're lesbians!
Hot stuff coming through.
Girl, I don't want to be a gossip, but there are some Transformers out there that are gayer than Liberace's shoe closet. So here's the tea. I've heard that Drift and Ratchet have eyes for each other, and that Greenlight and Lancer did attend Lilith Fair together. Now, I have already made my case for these two.
Friends like these, real friends, it's easy to be brave.
Oh, get a room, you two. And let's be honest, Grapple and Hoist are a little bit fey.
Monumental, Grapple.
Yes, it's amazing what friends can do together.
Now, in comics, Chrome Dome and Rewind would go on to be the first officially intended gay couple. And also there's some indication, I guess, that Chrome Dome had a relationship with Prowl. Gee, Chrome Dome gets around. I guess that's why he's called Chrome Dome. And then of course Tailgate loves Cyclonus. Crankcase, who's gay, has an internet alien boyfriend. I guess that's why he's called... Oh, that's too damn easy. Also, I heard that Cosmos at one point had a long-distance thing going with Combaticon Blastoff. Aw, Cosmos. And everyone knows the word about Knockout and Breakdown, but I've heard some rumors too about sometimes, possibly, maybe Knockout and Starscream, maybe? I don't know. And don't get me started on Starscream's obsession with Megatron.
She looks like some earthling play puppet.
Yes, but this puppet has a punch.
She's not so hot.
She's hot enough to replace you whenever I choose.
So when you get right down to it, if Transformers are living beings with souls, or rather sparks, and they are capable of falling in love, but they don't sexually reproduce, do they even have real genders? Depending on which version of the story it is, and which writer is telling it, sometimes the answer could be yes or no, leading to some controversy and confusion over the years. Whether their genders are real or not, are they actual predetermined aspects of who they are or who they become? Or is gender just one of many cosmetic affectations their race has taken on, absorbing the cultures and information of other species? Or, brace yourself now, can they change their genders at will, the same way they can sometimes choose or change what they transform into? The short answer is yes, and the longer answer is going to require a little more finesse. First, coming back to another Arcee-related controversy, IDW Comics would depict Arcee as the victim of a forced gender reassignment by G-Axis, making her the first and only female in their species. This went over about as well as you would expect.
Bitch, are you for real?
Later comics would portray Arcee as willingly becoming transgender. First, a male bot who consented to the experiments, becoming female by choice. Transformers Earthspark would bring us Nightshade, the first non-binary Transformer identifying as they/them. Even Beast War lovers Airraiser and Tigertron found themselves fused into one singular body, with both their sparks merging into one singular being, Tigerhawk. Taking life, love, and resurrection in the world of Transformers in another strange, bold, and brave new direction. Right up until Tigerhawk died brutally a few episodes later. That's not the point, though. No matter who we are or how we may choose to label others, one constant will always remain true in storytelling and entertainment. If characters and stories are genuinely compelling and engaging, audiences will always be drawn back for more. And if you've made it to the end of this video,
you have the right to remain fabulous.
We now return to Elita One using her special powers. You see, guys, I told you it was gonna happen. Freezing her enemies in time, Elita One saves Optimus Prime from his fate. Draining the last of her own life force in the process, she unfreezes Optimus in time so he can escape with her in tow. As the Decepticons are fooled into thinking Prime is gone, the other Autobots arrive in time from Earth in order to whoop their sorry asses.
The party's over! Autobots, attack!
Once again, they flee like a bunch of screaming ninnies. Optimus Prime drives on at full speed, hoping to reach the mysterious Alpha Trion in time. Hey, who is this guy? He must be important or something. As the firefight rages on, the escaping female Autobots arrive in time to help their male allies, as if the plot needed it to happen.
How quaint! The girls have come to rescue their boyfriends! Don't shoot!
Cowardly as ever.
Optimus Prime at last arrives at the secret dwelling of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hello there.
I mean, Alpha Trion.
Optimus Prime, Alpha Trion. I never expected to see you again. Elita One, her life force is almost drained. Follow me.
And with that, Alpha Trion sets about repairing her.
Prime? How's Elita? I've done all that I can for her. She's not. Now, it's your turn to help her.
Okay, you guys, I've watched a lot of TV and movies, and I'm just gonna let you know, I've got a funny feeling right now, like maybe we should pay attention to this next part, because it's probably gonna be really important for the story. Alright, here we go.
Well, I'll do anything. Only your design will properly interface with Elita One.
Oh, you don't say. How curious.
Elita One. But how would you know, Alpha Trion? Only my creator could know that. An educated guess, Prime.
At this time, I would also like to take an educated guess.
This is foreshadowing.
Please, Elita, reactivate.
Run, Autobot! Not unless you can fly.
When all hope is lost, Optimus Prime and Elita One arrive in time to save the day, once again.
It can't be! I saw his melted carcass!
Their very arrival makes the Decepticons flee like bitches, once again, so the episode can end, once again.
This one has your name on it, Shockwave!
Victory, rejoice, huzzah.
And with that, the guys and gals say their farewells once again.
It's time for us to go, Elita. I wish we didn't have to part again.
I feel the same way, Prime. But we must continue the fight here on Cybertron.
This is a really nice moment and all, but let's be honest. Right about now, Optimus Prime is probably thinking, I really hope she doesn't find out that me and the boys ran a train on Nightbird a few months ago. Kidding.
I guess we have Alpha Trion to thank for our victory.
Yes, such a wise old Autobot. He's almost like a father to me.
More than you'll ever know, Elita.
Wait, if he's her father, and he's also his father, and the two of them... It's probably best not to think about it.
Goodbye, Optimus Prime! Don't stay away too long!
Yes, a Robo-girl has needs after all. Wait, does he ever see her again before he dies? Oh well.
Once again, another fine, must-watch episode of Transformers. This one really stands out as one of my favorites. Now, the animation is gorgeous, the artwork is beautiful, and I didn't really catch animation errors, there's only one thing I want to spend any time talking about, and that's the difference between the way the exodus from the Ark is portrayed in this episode as opposed to the pilot episode. When the Autobots launch, it seems like skies are clear and they're all very calm, and Optimus Prime seems to be having a good day. And then shortly after they leave, you see the Decepticons follow them. Whereas in this episode, they retcon it to something which is probably a more dramatic take, and I'm sure if Elita One existed from the first episode, they could have planted this seed right from the beginning. In fact, the newest issue of the comic book just came out a few days ago while I was finishing editing this, and while I was talking about her in the Energon universe, she has now come to Earth and she's looking for answers from Optimus Prime. So let's see what happens next month. And with that, my friends, it is time to sign off, because the next episode is not going to edit itself, and I got to get to work on that much faster than I did the last one. So, with all that said, I do thank you for those of you that have watched or watched all the way to the end. I hope I didn't take anyone out of their comfort zone.
Dad, why did you bring me to a gay steel mill?
I don't know.
So please like, share, and subscribe, and I do sincerely hope to have you all back here for the next episode. Thank you for watching. Take care. Oh, happy Valentine's Day.